Hey guys, Dennis here.
Chrissy.
And Alex.
Muddy Water Search and Recovery. And we hope you guys had a good Christmas holiday, good New Year's, and it's good to be back on here.
How is everybody?
See Mac and Carrie Z, Aaron. Hope y'all are doing well.
I have a question. I believe Carrie Z was the one who won the Ecobee thermostat. I need to know if she has received the thermostat or not. If this is the right person in the notes that I sent it to. If she could comment and let us know. I've had two different things that I mailed that were evidently either not made it there or have been lost.
Oh, no. Hi, Jen, Tamara. Hi, Lisa.
Lisa, I hope you're doing well. And Jennifer, thank you for everything that you have done. Randy's case, willing to help on others, the map she's done, and not just that, but all the work that she's put into it has been incredible.
Hey, Dan.
Yes. Very, very awesome work that she does.
Profile picture. It's our shirt.
And Dan has been another one. Dan and I had talked quite a bit on some cases, and he's been doing some work on some cases. He's been doing an incredible job as well. So guys, tonight we're going to kind of discuss our plans for this coming year, what you guys can expect from us, and different things like that. It may expand out into other topics as well, but we'll see how the evening goes. Catfish says, hello, y'all. Glad to see everyone here. And Dennis, I'm proud of you on time for 2023. Bobby, please don't get used to it. I don't know if it's going to be permanent. You know, I'm always going to be late. But I think we might have beat Bobby tonight.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Jennifer thinks one day we will see Randy back where he belongs. 100%.
I hope so.
There are so many people that's not giving up and will not give up on finding Randy. You know, he will be found.
I believe so. I believe with the hard work and the dedication that everybody's putting in right now to this situation with Randy, I believe the truth will come out. I really do believe that.
And in fact, the way we do our searches, and I'm going to kind of get into that here in just a bit, but we have what we call our scheduled searches. And from November 1st until the weather starts getting warm, usually in March, we don't do scheduled searches. But we do have our first scheduled search scheduled late March, and it will be for Randy Leach. That will be our first scheduled search of the year. Now, we may do other searches before then, but this was our first scheduled search, and I'll get into the differences here shortly. Well, in fact, I might as well.
Yeah.
Our scheduled searches, we will be doing one scheduled search a month. And the reason they're scheduled is these searches usually have more to them. And I don't want to say a typical search because every search is different in its own ways, but it just has a lot more to it. It could be a larger location. It could be different angles coming in. It could be the property owners give us permission for a certain time. So several reasons we do the scheduled. And the reason we don't want to schedule a search every weekend is if there's a property we're trying to get access to and all of a sudden we get access to it, we want to have the weekend we can get in, get that search done, and not be out elsewhere. But if we hit Wednesday and we have a weekend coming up that there's not a search scheduled, then we'll be getting together and seeing what search we can go out and do that weekend and get that search done as well.
Hi, Craig. Mark.
So while we say we have a scheduled search this month, that's not meaning that's the only search we're doing that month, but that search just has a lot more to it than what most of them do.
Yeah.
But the first one will be in March, and it is for Randy. Couple other searches that will be getting scheduled soon. We'll be going to Galena, Kansas, and doing a search for Carol Solons. In fact, I talked to her brother today. Very, very nice guy, and the family just wants to find her and bring her home.
You have a backstory on her.
She was 18 years old when she went missing, August 31st of 1991 from Galena, Kansas. She was last seen in the parking lot of the place that she worked, speaking with an unknown man next to his truck. Well, when she went missing, they ended up figuring out that these men were involved. There were two men. Donald Kenwell was charged in connection to her case in 2001. His arrest warrant stated that he unintentionally caused her death and that Kidwell acted recklessly. Donald Davis was charged with aggravated battery in Solon's case. He cooperated with authorities in regards to their case against Kidwell. In 2002, Kidwell reached a plea agreement with prosecutors and pled guilty to battery and obstruction of official duty. He was sentenced 18 months in prison and fined $1,500. He did admit that he was responsible for her death, but they did not ever say where she was. So speaking with her brother, we do have a location that, first thing you want to do is look within the 5-mile radius. Yeah. Most foul play cases are found within a 5-mile radius of where they went missing.
Isn't that horrible to know too, that it's just right there? That's what wow. But yeah, anyway.
So this location is actually 2 miles from where she went missing. Yeah. So it's going to have water searches, ground searches. It will be the full works.
Where did Alex go? Okay. He said, I'm done. See ya.
So we will be getting that one scheduled. Also going to Nebraska and searching an area for Chance Engelbert. We do have an area that I feel is very, very likely in that case. Yeah. Then, of course, we have Randy Leach, Crystal Kipper, Star Boomer. We have multiple search locations for them. Some of them will be scheduled because there's a lot more that goes into those particular searches. And then a lot of those, a weekend that we don't have something or a search to do, we will get out on.
Sorry about that, y'all.
Yeah. Everybody said, okay, see ya.
I couldn't figure out how to do anything here, believe it or not. So I actually, while you were talking about Carol, I tried to flip the camera around and I pulled up her profile on the KBI website, and I was trying to reverse the camera to show her information, and I guess I killed the picture. I'm trying to figure out how to do it, and unfortunately I can't figure it out. Okay. I thought if I clicked on the cam link, I could switch the way it was taking pictures. But yes, so she's missing from Cherokee County, which I believe is Galena, Kansas. Her current age, if she was still with us, she would be 50. She was 18 years old when she went missing. She's white. She was 5'1". She weighed 105 pounds, and her hair was blonde or strawberry. And the date that she was last seen was August 31st, 1991. So I wish I could flip this around and show you all, but I don't know how to do that.
Can't you just, are you talking on your phone right now to us, or just flip your phone around?
Okay, let me. So, Bo, he's in
there. Okay, that'll work.
Can you guys all see the pictures of her?
Yeah. Hold on, Denny's gonna try something here, but yeah, we can see it that way. Hold on.
Let's go to this.
Hold on. Okay. And Alex, Carrie did say she has not received the thermostat.
Okay.
She says she's at work, but she's listening.
Okay.
Thank you, Carrie, for letting us know.
Trying to get his. That's the best.
Here, can you pull put the camera closer to her picture?
There we go.
There we go. Hi, Cam. There we go.
Seeing Carol's birthday was actually December 23rd, so she just turned 50 not that long ago.
Hey, Alex, Jen just said, if you use your computer, hit present to share your screen.
So, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Can you say that again?
She said, if you're using your computer, hit present to share your screen. Present.
I'm actually using my cell phone because I'm just not down with how to do this quite yet. we tried using the computer back last summer sometimes, and we were getting the reverb situation and doing that. But I thought if I hit the cam button, I could flick the screen around and change screens, but it's just not working correctly. So I apologize. I'll figure it out sooner or later.
And Lisa says, shouldn't plea bargains be without confirmed location? Yeah, they should have confirmed that for plea. And Tamara, I don't understand this, that they admitted to it, but then wouldn't provide where she is.
Well, that to me sounds like they didn't do it. They're just to get it over with. I don't know.
There was more to it that would have got them a longer sentence, and so we will be going out and searching for her this year. Tamara, thank you for searching for Chance. We've been working on Chance Engelbert's case, both of these cases, for over a year now. And Chances with some stuff that we're finding, looking into the case, and then location wise and everything. I think we've got a strong lead on that one as well.
Hi, Crystal.
Well, we have so much. Hopefully, we have so many things going on this year, and we have so many cases where we desperately need to acquire GPR. We just desperately need it. It would be a huge asset to us, and we just need that.
Because we have Star Boomer's case, we have Helen Kelly up in Iowa. Both of those, I believe, need GPR on those. We have locations on Randy Leach's case, I believe, needs GPR.
That's true.
Then Zeta Gordon, there's a location that would need GPR, but we're having trouble getting permission to get access to that particular piece of property. But GPR is so much needed in so many of these cases.
I think with Zeta Gordon's case, I think I think I'm going to have to take a different path on trying to gain access. I actually was thinking about that today while I was digging. I think we're just at a point of the connection that I had and that I was speaking with. I don't mean to bypass them or go around, but they have. Okay, love you all. Bye. Sorry, everybody was leaving. I think we're at a point where I believe, and I think you guys all believe, and I know talking with Tammy, I think we have a pretty good idea where she possibly might be. And, I don't want to keep bothering this person because I have texted them. I have left them messages. They know the situation. I've explained them why, what, when, where, how, everything. And they are just not returning any contact that I'm putting out. So, basically at this point, I think I know how to go around this person and go around them. I hate to do that, but I think at this point I'm going to try it. I'm going to reach out and go above this person and see if it gets us somewhere, because I feel strongly about the situation. I really do. It makes sense. The connections, everything about it is, in my mind, and I'm pretty sure in your guys' mind too, it's the most logical explanation where she possibly could be.
Right.
I will be moving down that path to try to get us answers, going above and beyond. So Tamara had a question here. Can you purchase or rent a GPR device? Well, so back this year, I want to say was it late spring, early summer, I had reached out. I did a Google search, and I found a pretty big rental outlet store that rents GPR units. So I had done the online form. I filled out. I did all that, and basically, they didn't get back to me the first time. And then probably a week or two later, they finally called me, and I didn't exactly tell them what we were. I just told them I needed to locate stuff. I didn't exactly say we're a missing persons team. This is a piece of equipment that we think will help us be an asset to some people that we're looking for. So finally I spoke with the rental guy, and he started asking me questions and like, well, what kind of pipe are you looking for? What kind of stuff? And I finally explained it to him, and he was really, he was an awesome guy to talk to on the phone. He opened up, and I opened up, and I told him who we were and what we were doing and why I was needing it. And he basically explained to me that all the units that had been rented out were basically not coming back from rent because people were purchasing them out of the rental contracts because there was such, software parts shortages that the manufacturers who make the different sizes and styles of GPR units were not manufacturing them because of the shortages, because of everything that was going on in the world. So unfortunately, we was never able to rent one. So Dennis and I have really spent time looking at them. We've looked on eBay, we've Google searched, we've looked on Amazon. I have found a person in North Carolina that has them. The last time I had reached out to him for basically one that you push on the ground that's on a cart with wheels. It is not a top of the line unit, but it's not a cheapo bottom of the line Japanese one, Chinese one. It is something that they build, and it was around $7,000. If you go into a high quality unit, we're talking 15, 20, $1,000 for one that will go, I want to say 0 to 10 feet. Is that what it was, Dennis? Was it like
Yeah.
10 feet and then 10 feet and deeper? So yeah, we've definitely looked into it. We've definitely spent time looking, trying to figure out the best scenario on acquiring one. And we just, hopefully this year it happens. I think it'll happen. I'm pretty sure it will. So we just got to get to that point. And I think it'll be a game changer. I really will. I think it will help so many of our cases.
Your face is
and so many other cases that are out there that, we are all, I'm pretty sure, in agreement that if someone calls and says, "Hey, Muddy Waters, we need your help with your GPR. Are you willing to help us?" And we would be there,
Right.
Some way, shape, form, we would make it happen. So, but as for our own selves, we have so many cases that it would benefit us tremendously to have one.
And we do have a GoFundMe for the GPR. I didn't get that link put over on the video description, but I will get that edited in when the live feed's complete. But yeah, it would definitely be a game changer, and it would help us with the cases that we have that it's needed. And as Alex is saying, we'd be more than happy to go out and help anybody else who needed GPR on a search. More than happy to go out and help them out with that as well.
Yeah.
It's all about finding the missing people. That's really the only thing that matters.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if I can pull up the website and I can flip the phone back around. I'm trying to find, if I can remember, the name of the company that I was talking to.
And Jennifer, if you can't find one, would it be financially possible to contract a company that provides GPR? I am currently talking with somebody about that right now, or the last couple of days, and hoping to work something out on that. Star Boomer's case, with everything that's come in, and I grew up with Star's family. Star's mom I've known all my life, grew up with her nephew and niece. So that case is kind of personal for me. And we believe, speaking with the family, that we have a really strong location on that. And we're talking about meeting up to be able to search that particular spot, and then hopefully be able to expand out to some of the Randy Leach locations and et cetera. So that is something that I am in talks with somebody with at the moment. And even if that's what we have to do until we can acquire one, that would help get us out there and get these searches done.
Well, I seem to have lost my link. I'm trying to find them again. And I would turn the phone around and show everybody.
Okay, what else?
And Catfish, that's awesome, man.
I think we did, didn't we?
Well,
But when it comes to water sonar searches, we do have sonar. We have the underwater camera system. We've got the magnets and stuff. When we go out on the scheduled search for Randy, most of it will be water search. Some of it will be sonar and using the underwater camera. There will be magnets, grapple hooks, and there will be a little bit of ground searching on that case as well. We've got a couple other teams out there adventuring the Ozarks. OK Diver
Yeah.
that we are in contact with. If we need divers, we can contact either one of them and we will set a time where they can be here. And they have said that they would dive the locations for us when needed.
Yeah.
They've also got YouTube channels. Be sure to check them out. I've talked with both of them on the phone. Really great people. And we will be working together on some cases this year as well. Another one of the cases we're going to have to travel to this year is Brooke Ellensworth down in Arkansas. And there's a location there we will be getting in on.
Yeah.
So there is a lot going on this year. And this year's just getting started.
Yeah, I know.
I'm looking forward to it. There's going to be a lot more searches this year. We're going to bring you guys along. Any sonar search, the camera is going to stay mostly on the sonar screen. So you guys are able to see that. And that is in case we were to overlook something. You all will have your eyes on that as well and can point it out to us. We can go back and get that researched.
Because you never know. You guys might find something we don't.
So we're going to bring you on all of the searches with us.
Yeah, I'm getting this boat ready to haul it to Dennis in a few months after I get the rest of the paperwork on it. You're awesome, Bobby.
And that would get us out into several other
Yeah.
locations as
Oh, yeah.
well.
Okay,
And-
I found the website, but I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Wait, you're good. You're good. What?
Oh, so this is, I'll try to turn this around again without causing a catastrophic failure. So this is Easy Radar USA. So this is one of the ground penetrating radars. And as you can see right here, they have 2 cart systems. And these are pretty, these are pretty economically priced. $59.95 and $69.95. Can you guys see that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
They're
So,
like lawnmowers.
but they have, this is all, definitely new stuff to us. So,
Yeah.
but this is basically what we are looking at. Trying to get. And I'll click on some of these images here. I don't know how well we'll be able to see them. Well, not very well at all. So basically in the picture, you can see the different parts right here as it's picking up disturbances in the natural earth of stuff that's, naturally settled versus stuff that's been disturbed as in buried. So, just to show everybody, this is basically, what we are looking at. And as you can see right here, out of stock.
Yeah.
When I first clicked on their page, there was a warning that said, due to part shortages, they are 4 to 6 weeks out. So, and this is a bigger picture. So if everybody can see, you can see right here, metal casket, small, in the grave, So these are just some things that people can actually see what we're talking about. And some stuff that I have talked with Dennis and the girls about, and, Tammy, is, I've, over the last few years, and especially here just recently, a couple weeks ago, we lost one of our cows. One of our oldest cows, she passed away. We found her deceased. But a couple years ago, we had 5 or 6 babies, baby calves that all died within a few weeks of each other. So I know it sounds kind of odd, but we actually have places that I have dug up and buried the cattle that we will be able to learn and test and be able to try to figure this stuff out, hands on versus blindly going out and trying to look at stuff and say, well, what is this? Well, what is this? This doesn't, because I actually know where the calves are all buried, and I know where the cow that passed away a couple weeks, where she's buried. And also on my property, there used to be a school, and we had talked about this before, that there's parts of the foundation of the school and stuff. So, we will be able to spend time, learning and really trying to understand how it works. And, we can say, yes, we know there is a cow buried here. This is untouched soil. So we will start to understand how this really works and, move forward with being able to do this on our case.
Yeah, because that would be, plus on top of doing that, when we do get GPR, normally there's an option to where we could have them teach us how to run it as well.
Yes.
And Alex and I both have construction backgrounds, heavy construction backgrounds. So that kind of equipment, while it's not something that can say we've actually used, it's not something that we're just complete strangers to.
No.
And we'll be able to pick that up fairly quick.
And I'm sure that, we will work on it, as a group, and we will reach out to others and ask for, guidance in it. And I can't wait. I really can. I think it's going to be exciting. I think 2023 is going to be exciting for us. I really do. Things are going to shape up, new equipment, and just, moving forward with some, great friends that are going to be stepping in to help on searches and stuff. And, Tony and Margaret, and, I'm sure my friend Jeff, we call him up from, Jet Heartland Towing. I'm sure he will be there in a heartbeat if we need him. And, like we said before, and we know that we've had so many people that have reached out to us and offered to help, and who've offered to be there. And it's kind of like a comment that I saw earlier. Someone said something about, right now is the perfect time to go looking. And there's an upside. The upside to it is, yes, there's no bugs. It's cool. You're not, we know that day we were walking through the swamp. So, yes, it's cool. There's no bugs. The vegetation growth on the trees. The downfall is you have all the leaves, you have everything covering stuff on the ground. So, it has its ups and downs on both sides of the spectrum of doing searches. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm pumped. I'm ready. I can't wait for it to start warming up, and, the trees to start turning green, and the grass, and, and that leads us into the most incredible story that we're trying to solve. And that is Randy Leach, and we're 3 months out basically from this. And, we've got to find one of these cars so we can recreate some of these theories and situations that people have talked about,
And speaking of Randy Leach's case, Brandon Holiday jumped on. Hey guys, checking in. Brandon, how you doing? Brandon and his brother have done some searches for Randy, and they've been looking and very much appreciated.
Company, the GPS, you can track exact locations to things you need to come back to. Somebody had a question a minute ago. Does the military use GPR? Yeah, they do it to clear the areas of, ranges and so forth. So yeah, they use it too.
But you might want to think about geo-tracking GPS to accompany the GPR so you can track exact locations and things you need to come back to. That is a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, definitely, you know, and the stuff that I do on the side, you know, with having to call in locates and flagging out and digging and stuff like that. I mean, we would definitely be running grid patterns and putting flags out, and you know, and of course taking, you know, GPS locations, everything, and you know, trying to 100% document it the best way possible.
Oh,
Seeing that last search we done for Billy and Mary Black out at Bean Lake, the GPS on your phone, that proved very handy on that, because we were able to use that with coordinates of the images we seen and know without a doubt we were right on the image we were seeing off the satellite.
Yes, that was the first time that I had ever done something, you know, with using the map thing live on your phone, and it was pretty neat. I mean, we literally walked right to the object and just kept walking, and it kept leading us, and we walked right to it. And I'll never forget how disappointed we were. And but you know, we did it, and that was a crazy day. That really was.
That's a good comment there.
And you can read it.
Yeah, Aaron just posted, a veteran experienced in GPR might be willing to be part of the team and teach about GPR. I never even thought about that. That's a good, that's a good statement, Aaron.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
In this question, if Randy Leach is in the water, would there be anything left of his vehicle since it has been quite some time that he's been missing? Yes, the vehicle would still be there. Of course, it's probably got a lot of rust, damage from time and water.
It's going to look pretty funky, believe me.
But it's going to be, it will still be there. Catfish also answered, a car can last in water before rusting out 40 years.
Yeah.
And Mark told Brandon, don't lose it all. He's in Vegas. Brandon says, Mark, too late. That would be my problem in Vegas.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, have a good time, guys. Enjoy.
I think the having the actual 1985 Dodge, you know, 600 brochure is an asset in the search, looking, you know, for Randy's, you know, Alberta's car in the water, on land, anything, because like we've discussed before, coming across a situation where we find parts of a car, and if there's any type of molding, a dash part, a steering wheel, a door panel, you know, having that actual brochure to use as a reference, you know, is definitely would be a help in the situation of a car being underwater all these years, or, you know, buried or in the woods, you know, something like that. So, you know, just depending on, like, you know, how long it's been there and the conditions, and it could just all depend.
I'll wait for Alex to read this one.
Okay. Aaron just said, any updates on Alberta's case with the governor? I haven't heard anything.
No, so far, I don't believe anything's changed.
Yeah.
Alberta's still speaking out and trying to get the attention, trying to get the governor to get a cold case task force, an independent cold case task force to investigate Randy's case. If they could do that, that would be incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be.
And much respect for Alberta not giving up all of these years, still out there
hanging
fighting.
in there. Absolutely.
Yes.
Mean Gene, how are you doing?
Mean Gene.
So out of the cases that we had, and right now I've got a few new cases that come in that we'll be doing videos on here shortly. But out of all of the cases that we have right now, I don't want to say which one do you look forward to the most on searching, but which one of the cases has you the most ready to be out there?
I would more than likely say it's Randy stuff, just because I went to school, there basically, that the year after that, the schools combined. And, all the juniors, all the sophomores and freshmen from Linwood were now mingled in with the Baser kids. So, I still have all that in my head. I remember hearing the conversations at school, and for some of the ones that don't know, I was a freshman at Baser Linwood the following year after Randy disappeared in 1989. 88 was the year that Randy went missing, and 88 was the last year of Linwood High School and Baser High School before the two schools combined to make Baser Linwood High School in 1989. So yes, I that is my number one case. Some of the people from that time period are my best friends. One of my best friends, he lived right next to the Irwin residence at that time. So, him and I have discussed this stuff off and on for years. And it's the number one case, that, I look forward to working on, trying to solve. But in general, to me, it's everybody's important, no matter what. It really is. Every day I spend time one way or another looking at cases, watching videos on YouTube about people, looking at the different websites, whether I'm talking with Dennis, and the girls, or, with Tammy. At some point every day I do that has to do with missing people. Conversating with other investigators throughout Facebook who work on cases. It's something that I have truly really gained a passion for and want to help and try to help families who have missing loved ones. It's just like, we've said before, Randy will always be 17. Randy never got to be a dad. Randy never got to be a husband. And we look at all these people. We look at every single one of them, because every single one of them, somebody else suffered because of something that happened to one of their loved ones. So, Randy is my top case, but really when it comes down to it, everybody's my top case. Just like when I work on digital billboards, I go through our list of people that we have cases on, and I just go through and try to find digital billboards in their area. Sometimes I'm successful at it and I'm able to do advertising on billboards, and sometimes there is nothing. There's no billboards within hundreds and hundreds of miles. So, I try to give it my 100%, every day when I work on stuff. And, I know, like with you, Star Boomer, your connection with her, everybody has a connection somewhere at some time. I truly probably believe that somebody knows somebody at some point in their life that something terrible has happened to somebody.
Yeah.
And it's sad because there's not enough people doing this. There's not enough people working together to help people, and unfortunately it's a terrible thing, but we all just have to work hard and try to help and do these searches and try to help provide answers, and I'll be honest, I think in my heart, and after doing this and helping you guys for now, I believe it helps out families tremendously just talking to them. And it's not so much as reliving the tragedy that they might have dealt with, but I think it helps them coping with what they did deal with and trying to understand, because we've all had somebody who's passed away from old age or sickness. I mean, both my parents are deceased. Dennis, I mean, we all have somebody. We've all lost somebody. But it's a different type of loss, sadness, when you don't know what happened to that person. And I think it's kind of like when you're young and you lose a dog or a cat that ran away, something happened to it, and you're devastated when you're a child and you lost your dog. I mean, I had dogs when I was little that disappeared, so it's definitely, I think it helps people just to help them cope with these situations by talking to them, even if we can't ever provide answers of where to look. Maybe this happened, but just talking with people and helping them, I think goes a long ways. I really do,
Okay. All right. We got to catch up on some comments here.
I'm
Mark
sorry.
says, you're all right. You're fine. Mark says, seems like a win for the governor if she would put a green light towards the task force. If they find Randy, she can take credit for finding Kansas's long lost son. I could think of worse ways to spend the money. Hi, Lori.
That is true. But with Jen here, Jen put, I've been looking into that, and I'm not sure if the governor can order a task force, but she can allocate funds for resources on his case, which he hasn't done.
Yeah.
And that's what I have found as well, is the governor doesn't have the authority here to bring in the task force, but they can allocate funds towards the case, and that hasn't been done.
Well, what needs to be done to get them there? I mean, what we have to do here.
What Alberta's doing, getting the attention, going to the Capitol, it's pressure and publicity to add that pressure to where they step in and do something.
Who said that, Mark? Who said that? Scroll back down a little bit. Okay. This crazy lady here. I love that name. Have you guys touched base with Nug? I think he's going to search for Randy Leach also.
I have messaged and emailed Nug on some other cases. Haven't heard back from him.
But then Jen said, Nug has inquired if the interactive search map on Facebook was up to date, but that was the last I heard from him. Okay.
That'd be cool if you did.
Yeah. Okay. Oh. Lori just posted, we had a young girl go missing when I was in junior high. Cherry Mahan Butler, County. Oh, that's is in Butler County, Pennsylvania in 85. Always wondered what happened to her. Sorry, I butchered that, Lori. Oh, wow.
What is the Butler County, Pennsylvania? What town is that, Lori? I just went to Pennsylvania the week before Christmas to pick up a truck, and I went to Greensboro. I can't remember now. Pennsylvania.
Oh, Bobby, I like that one. The RJ Corman Railroad, I'm going to see them about letting us post missing persons on their rail cars. That's going to be awesome, Bobby, if you can make that happen. Yes.
And Lori, do you know if she's still missing? I think she is by that.
Your husband gave you that nickname, huh?
I don't want to know nicknames
Yeah,
that Megan
I'm-
gives me.
Right. Okay. She was from Winfield Township near Saxonburg, Pennsylvania.
I will definitely look that up and research that.
Yeah.
And see. I didn't, and it's a little off subject from missing people.
County.
I did not realize how many UFO and Bigfoot sighting cases are in the state of Pennsylvania. That is crazy. I was watching a documentary the other night, and there was numerous cases right around where I had went and picked up that truck.
He needs to get back on.
Oh, that's sad. She disappeared after getting off the school bus.
It's always been one of my biggest fears with my kids. I'm sure you've had that fear too.
Yes.
I think every parent does.
And Shy rides the bus, and before the bus is even in sight, someone's outside watching.
Ugh.
Then Brantley, he gets a ride to school and
Yeah.
picked up. And spoiled.
Still.
To Lori's comment and Tamara's comment, I did notice that when I was crossing through Ohio, and then there was that little sliver of West Virginia that I had to cross through before I got into Pennsylvania to go up to Greensburg or look right now. Greensburg. It was Greensburg, Pennsylvania is where I went and picked up that truck. There was metal Bigfoot cutout signs everywhere on people's barns, on the side of the road. It was really cool to see all of that. So, and that is some very beautiful country up there. When you go, I don't know if you guys consider those mountains or if you do call them mountains, but especially when you come out of Ohio and you go into West Virginia through that sliver and into Pennsylvania, that is some pretty country up there. Very pretty.
My grandparents have a big cutout of Bigfoot nailed to their tree outside by
Really?
their. Huh?
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'd love to have one and put some red LED eyes in the eye socket.
Well,
Eyes.
I think recently Grandma even painted red eyes on it. So
Really?
when you turn the corner to go up their driveway, it's a long driveway and it's rock. So you got to go slow. And when you're going slow, you just happen to look over and see it. And I didn't see it the first time they put it up there. And I panicked because I thought, holy crap, right in front of me. But anyway.
That's awesome. Good laugh. Everybody needs a good
Oh,
laugh.
yeah. More than a laugh.
That's awesome.
And guys, also this year, I do have some family members reaching out that will be joining us on live feeds this year to discuss their cases. If you have a missing person in your family or a good friend of yours and you want to come on live with us and discuss that case, reach out to us. Our email is down in the video description as well as my phone number, and we will get that scheduled and bring you on. If you have a case you want us to look into, email that over as well. And if you have any information you want to share on a case or a location of interest you want us to add to our search list, send that over. We will get that added on. We've got multiple locations already on multiple cases. That's just going to continue to grow. We will be reaching out to other teams, working with them to get some of these searches done as well. And
we've found quite a few more teams, haven't we?
Yeah.
Since last year went on. I mean, there's so many out there.
Yeah.
Bobby says, I can reach Nug, Jeremy, and Adam Brown, and I'll talk to them and give them what info I have for Randy and give them info to reach Dennis. They have a record now and pulling the cards they find. So that's awesome.
Awesome.
Good.
So, guys, if there's anything that you would like to see us do or see more of or less of, whatever the case is, make sure to reach out to us with those suggestions. Every suggestion that comes in will be taken serious, will be looked at, and we will be discussing as a team on moving on that suggestion.
Lori said, any news on that case of that woman's possible remains underwater? Brooke, I believe.
Brooke Allensworth,
Yeah.
that would be down in Arkansas.
Yeah.
That is one of the cases that I'm making plans on going down there to physically do that search as well.
See, with Jen though, Bobby, they have drones as well. There's quite a few locations on the map that can be cleared by drone. And I love the fact that we can use drone because it can see what we can't, you know what I mean, from a bigger perspective. So
Yeah.
And I know at one point they had either changed or was talking about changing the drone laws here to where you couldn't fly over private property without landowners' permission, which doesn't make sense. I know a lot of landowners feel you're invading their privacy.
Right. I get it.
But you could fly over in a helicopter or a hang glider and be at the same height.
Wow.
So some of it I don't get, but drones are so useful.
Yeah. Like Jen's comment, we have a lot of unidentified objects on land on the map.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's true. You know, I mean, our normal eyes are everything that we see through, you know, Google Maps, Google Imaging, something like this or that, and there's so many things that are so, you know, you just can't tell what they are unless you honestly put your eyes on them, you know. And you know, you would think that the technology that is out there, you think they would give us just a little bit better technology to use, but they don't. Unfortunately, NASA and Google and everybody else just doesn't give us any better, you know, imaging. You know, we get what we get, and if we just had just a little bit better pictures, clearer pictures, less pixelation, you know, it would answer so many questions of so many objects that we look at. And, you know, the first time you talk about it, we talk about it for hours. Well, is it a boat? Is it a car? Is it a farm? You know, and then we've got everybody trying every different type of imaging website that has anything. And then, you know, the only way to do it is boots on the ground and get to looking, and that's when you get the real answers.
And there is going to be a whole lot of boots on the ground this year.
Jen says, I think there's height requirements for flying over private property in most states, but with a good quality drone, you can stay legal and still get your answers. That's
right.
Absolutely true. And Lori says, new channel to me recently has been Loud Waters Outfitters. Do you write that down?
I wrote it down.
Okay.
I haven't seen that one, so I definitely check them out.
I know when we, sorry, I had to scratch my back. I know when we did the search at Wyandotte County Lake at the spillway, the gentleman that I had come out with the drone, he had I think it was a DJ Maverick something. I want to say he told me it was a $1,500 drone. He also told me that basically, like where the NASCAR track is in Kansas City, Kansas, you have to be X amount of space away from the NASCAR track at any given time with the drone, whether there's an event going or not. And I believe that day when he did his FFA check regulations, I think we were like at eighth of a mile just outside of that diameter around the NASCAR track, that we had thumbs up that we could do, the drone work that day. So yeah, I think I definitely think they have some pretty strict laws in place in certain places, because everybody, when the drone craze hit, I had one. Tammy bought me one for my birthday or Christmas, and I was trying to learn how to fly it everywhere and managed to trim some of the trees with it. So,
okay, Alex, Aaron asked, would you feel comfortable asking Darren Leach to come on a live about Randy since you are local?
I think it would be awesome if Darren would be willing to come and talk with us. Yeah. I've been upfront and honest with everybody. Anybody who was involved in one way, shape, form of Randy's disappearance, I would think that Dennis and everybody would be in agreement that we would welcome anybody with open arms to come on live with us, or we could meet up somewhere and do, meet at a park in a public spot, so there was no uneasy feelings or weird feelings if somebody had, and we could go live and do a live question and answer, or just do a, taped interview, and if they were okay, present it. But Darren, anybody, because, Darren would be somebody that could probably tell us, hey, this is who Randy was. Randy was a good kid.
Yeah. And even if he's just to tell us how Randy was, he doesn't have to have any answers to any questions. We just want to know more about Randy himself. That's a good point, Alex. I
think that would really be awesome to have people like that who would love to say, hey, Muddy Waters, can I come on and talk about Randy? Yeah. I was friends with Randy for these years.
We don't have to go into detail about what happened that night. If you have anything you want to even just tell us, oh, we hung out for the weekend or something, we went fishing and it was a great story. Okay, thanks for your time. That's perfect. That's fine. Yeah. We want that.
Yeah. I would love for people to, I guess I wouldn't say accused of things, but just anybody who, let's take, for example, when we threw it out there, if you had made comments, if you had made statements on police reports and comments, would you be willing to do a lie detector test with us to prove that, yes, on April 20th, 1988, I made this comment. I will go and do a lie detector test and prove that, yes, I was being truthful about what I said that night, that I saw, or what I seen, or what I made comments about. I think that would be wonderful. But has anybody truthfully taken us up on that offer? We've offered to pay for it. We would go above and beyond. If they lived out of town, I would put them up in a motel room. I would pay for their flights. If they were willing to sit down with us, Muddy Waters, and do something to prove what because I truly believe that if we can really prove or disprove things, that would help the case.
Yeah.
Perfect example is the work that Jennifer's doing. Jennifer is doing her shows. She's talking about these documents, one page at a time, the dates, who was involved in that document. It's awesome work. People are talking. People are talking and throwing their ideas out of what's going on. And I truly think that the more people who can relate and talk about what they saw, what they witnessed, they were friends with Randy, their parents were friends with Alberta and Harold. We spent time at their house. We ate dinner with them after church. We had Sunday night, Saturday night card playing. Our kids played together. I was a kid. I was there. I played with Randy. While my parents and Mr. and Mrs. Leach played cards and had drinks or something. I mean, I think that would be awesome for those type of scenarios to happen. But unfortunately, we haven't really got any traction with it, and nothing's happened. You know, are people too scared to, or, we just don't know.
Seeing Mark listed some names on here: Teresa Sanchez, Lisa Vaughn, Bobby Wilson, Tammy Trotter, Travis, Darren Leach. And as they're saying, I agree 100%. Open invite to anybody who would join.
Yeah.
If you've got something case related, great. If you could just give us more insight to the type of person somebody was. I mean, any little thing helps. And wide open invite to anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe in the whole process of doing any of this stuff. It's a lot of teamwork. It's a lot of people talking and working through stuff and looking at evidence, reviewing situations, so on and so forth, to get answers and to make heads or tails of stuff.
And I would even go further with that. Anybody who's been working on the case and not related, but like us, working, trying to find answers, anybody doing that would want to come on live and discuss it as well. We extend that wide open invite there as well.
And if you don't feel like doing it on the live feed, you can always get a hold of us. Just, a text message or something. Don't feel shy. Don't feel like, come on.
Yeah.
And if there's anything that you want it to remain confidential, not released to the public.
That's what I was trying to get out, by the way. I couldn't spit it out.
We will absolutely respect that. We have had stuff come in on cases we've been asked to keep confidential, so we have done so and will continue to do so.
So yes, feel free, anything, absolutely anything.
If I'm right, can we have up to 10 people at one time on a live show talking?
Yes.
Yeah.
And doing something? So, maybe someday in the future we have a live open invitation roundtable, and no hiding behind shadows. Someone talk. I'm sure if the whole gang agrees, we could do this and add everybody in and have a live table round discussion. We all know we've had some pretty heated discussions on here, and it's going to happen, and it will probably happen again. But that's, not everybody's in agreement on what has happened. Of course, we can talk about Randy's case. There's things that we all discuss and we look at, and there's things that we don't agree on, and there's things that we do agree on. And there's been some other cases that we've talked about things we agree on, we don't. But the thing is we're all working together, whether we disagree or not, but we're all trying to work together to solve something.
I like the fact that we disagree on things, because that's how you work through those. That's how you figure things out and find answers. Where if we agreed on everything and that one thing happens to be wrong, that everybody's going off in a direction that's taking you away from where the missing person is. So the disagreements, it forces us to look at this from another perspective, a different point of view. And those disagreements
are what make
bring answers.
Yeah. you have to have them in a way. You know what I mean? So,
like we've discussed with Randy, I honestly believe that he's not in water. I don't believe he ran off the road and crashed in a pond, in a creek. You know, I try to look at it with the evidence that's there and the amount of people that were looking for him, the amount of people, you know, Tom Kaufman, who was Keith Kaufman's father, who was, you know, they were in an airplane. The police were looking. There was people on 3-wheelers and 4-wheelers. You know, there was, sounds like an unbelievable amount of, you know, classmates were looking. I just truly believe that he just did not go in the water that night, that day, whatever you want to call it. I don't believe that's where he went. Some of our good friends who are in this same situation, they do believe that, and I respect that. You know, we've talked about so many things. You know, I have a hard time believing that in the middle of the night the car might have went to a crusher. I mean, who had the connections to call somebody at 3 a.m. and be like, "Hey, turn on the power to the crusher. I need to crush the car." I have a hard time believing that. Now, did the car set somewhere and a week later, a couple days later, during the day, it was transported? That could have happened. But we all know that there was a missing persons report. There was only one person who went missing that year. So when that person went missing, it was a pretty big ordeal. I believe people were probably looking, and if they saw that car on a trailer, if it wasn't covered or in a covered trailer, but if it would have been on the back of a tow truck, on a trailer, being hauled to the scrapper, I just don't believe in my heart that's what happened. I believe the car is buried somewhere. I believe it's hidden, buried, you know, something like that. That's where I believe. And I know there's a lot of other people that don't believe that way. And I totally accept it. I mean, that's part of everybody working in harmony, of trying to understand. We all don't have to get along or disagree or agree, but, you know, that's just part of it, you know. It's just, you know, we just have to work through things, you know.
Yeah, because there's many things on many different cases that you, Tammy, me, Megan, Chrissy, none of us agree on.
Oh God, no.
Yeah.
But like with so many, pretty much the majority of all of our viewers who disagree, it's kept respectful. It's discussed. It's talked through. It's worked through. And there's still some things that even through that so far, we don't all agree on. And that's okay. That's given us other perspectives and points of view to look at.
I mean, we could go down the path, and I could agree to this, though. I could say, okay, I could see this happening. Well, what if Randy was running from somebody and he was being chased? And what if he got out of the general area of Linwood? What if he was 15, 20 miles on the back roads and was just running and then went off into water? I can accept that, but I just have a hard time accepting that that's what happened in the general area when everybody was trying to look, you know. And that's where we come down, that if we can get a hold of one of these cars and we can do this experiment, we can try to prove or disprove. Okay, Randy drove off the side of the road and went through grass and went through brush. Okay, if he would have done that, was the car going to leave tracks in the grass and brush? Could we have been looking that day and said, oh, look, somebody ran off the side of the road right there? That's why we want to try that. We want to run a car off the side of the road. We want to take pictures before and after and say, yeah, if he would have ran off the road and people were looking, they probably would have seen that while looking, either by air, by horses, by riding, you know, ATVs at that time, driving down the road looking, you know, trying to work through all these situations. You know, one of my goals was, I'm going to dig a hole and I'm going to bury this car. How long is it going to take us to dig a hole and bury this car? You know, how long would it take us to load this car up in the middle of the night and drive it down the KCK to the scrap yards? And honestly, see if we get noticed. Does it look odd? I mean, that's trying to work through all these things, you know, to prove or disprove and, you know, finally say, I just don't think this happened. We kind of proved it. We don't think it could have happened, you know.
Seeing as Craig was saying up there, we all know that year was the second year of a 3-year drought. Water levels were way low. A stranger had just a trickle of water in it at the time.
Which is so amazing to hear because living in Leavenworth my whole life and then knowing that stranger had nothing. Wow.
Yeah.
There's parts of Stranger Creek that I catfish quite a bit.
Yeah.
And even in the hottest of summers, there's always been an area that had water. I've seen it where it's flooded.
Oh gosh, yes.
Floods the farm fields, everything
year.
around it.
Yeah.
So to know that there was that little of water.
Yeah.
And
wow.
And we've been to Stranger there in Linwood.
Yeah.
And it's not a shallow creek there.
No.
So for it to have just a trickle of water in that time frame, it was very dry out.
Almost like freaky looking.
Something here. Oops, I just bumped my tripod thingamajig. Something here is something that Dennis and I have talked about. And this is something that everybody in the audience tonight, if they want to, they can do on their, and they can look themselves. You can go on the NOAA weather site and you can physically go look at information back in time. You can go look at history documents. One of our cases is the Crystal Kipper case, and the time that she went missing and supposedly what could have happened to her. Dennis and I thought, no, she's not buried somewhere. It was the middle of February, middle of March, whenever it was. We thought, no, there's no way. The ground was frozen, you know, the frost line, every bit of it. But no, we were up one night, probably talking till 2 or 3 in the morning, and we went on a search. And let me tell you, everybody, we found out that at that time period when she disappeared, that the day she disappeared and the day before, I want to say it was pretty cold. I think it was right around freezing. But lo and behold, the 2 weeks before, I'm pretty sure it was in the 40s and the 50s.
Yeah.
So we pretty much figured out through research and trying to legitimately fact check and look at things that, yes, she could have been buried.
What?
This person could have dug a hole and buried her because the ground wasn't frozen, you know? So this is part of looking at things and trying to understand what could possibly be going on, you know, with looking at information, you know, and trying to understand it.
Okay. Jet Heartland Towing. What are you talking about, bud?
He put deleting my messages. What's going on with the chat? Let's see. Going back through the chat, his comments are still here.
Yeah. Is something going on your end?
Or it could be where the comments pop up, or we can show comments on the screen, pull them over, kind of like that.
Yeah. Now, Jen did have a good one there. There was also recalls on his car that affected the control of the car by issues with the seat bolting system. While not every model experienced the recall with the seat issue and gravel roads. Lori says in Pennsylvania. In Pennsylvania, we have thousands of strip mines. Do you have an area like this? No, I don't think we do. Do we?
We have strip mines down Pittsburgh, Kansas area.
Okay. Yeah.
That general area, but I don't think there's any, but I'm not for sure. Do we have a geologist with us this evening? might be able to answer some of these questions. I don't think we do.
A lot of messages are removed for me. Can't get them back. Yeah, we all see your messages, Jet.
I can scroll back and see Jeff's messages.
Yeah.
I don't see anything that he's made comments that's missing.
Oh.
I said, okay, it's so weird.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
And Jay, you gotta love technology, man.
Yeah.
Be like the technology I was dealing with this morning when I was trying to do the missing people's show. Tried and could not get it to work and kept messing with it, and I had to give up. Me and Jeff Heartland had to go do an emergency dig situation today.
Is there a mapping system for the Kansas cave system?
That's a good question. I don't know if
No.
I would think there would be. I would think there would be. Absolutely. Jen says that's available to the public, maybe through the library. Yep.
We'll have to look into that.
Yeah. Thank you, Jen.
there's definitely some mines in that general area. Yes, there is. For sure.
Yeah, salt mines.
Yeah.
There was a mine, a cave mine. I'm not technically sure what you'd call it, but when I was in high school, I was either a freshman or a sophomore, and I went to this place, and I think I've shared this with Dennis. I think I also shared it with Jen on her maps. We were talking, but it was a cave / mine type thing in the middle of a farm field, and I physically could not fit down in the hole and get into this, but there was really clear water flowing, and there was these white, almost translucent fish swimming in the bottom of it. And it was big enough that people could stand up and walk in, but unfortunately I was too big around to get through the little itty bitty hole to get into it to go physically see myself. But I could look down into it and see the fish, see the water, and see my friends that were in that cave. So
how cool is that? That is so cool. Wow.
Really cool. But unfortunately, I was blessed by the Lord of being a husky fella and not a. So, but yes, there is caves and stuff around Bonner Springs area. You know,
they're
all
everywhere
throughout that general area of Leavenworth, the western side of Wyandotte County, Kansas City, Kansas, Bonner Springs, Edwardsville areas.
Might actually get in touch with the Underground Railroad. Now, I don't know if you know Leavenworth as well as obviously I would or Denny. We actually have part of the Underground Railroad that runs through downtown Leavenworth. And I was just telling Denny just a second ago, hopefully if we get down there where we don't accidentally run into, part of the Underground Railroad there.
I've heard about the underground parts of town and stuff. So
yeah, it's downtown. You can actually do tours. It's not all year round, but it does show you some of the paths they took. So
yeah, Jen, I don't think I've ever heard of
nope.
or sinkhole.
Nope. We in Knockwood, 40 years. I've never heard of a cave-in or a sinkhole. I mean, no. The whole time we've been here,
That's interesting. I've never heard of one.
But that's not saying just my time frame, I'm sure. But yeah.
I wonder if there is any type of entity or anything that would list something like that. Is there any type of government site website, anything that has ever would list stuff like that as in sinkholes or cave-ins, and I'm really curious now just to find out if there is any online caving system that talks about underground caves or anything like that. That's interesting to think about that.
Well, Jen had said something a second, and she says it's not going to be online. So I'm wondering if everything we would have to find would either be through the library or through the city, or you know what I mean? So.
Oh, look what Jeff just posted, where the old Indian Springs mall used to be.
Oh, wow.
My goodness.
Which, this is crazy. Now, I remember, because, Indian Springs was one of the places to go when I was a kid.
Oh, my goodness, yes.
But I remember my mom and dad telling me that when all of the cows died in the flood of 51, that they are buried where they buried them all by the Indian Springs Mall.
Is that even standing anymore? Did they tear that down?
It's gone. It's been gone for years now. But I wonder if that is what Jeff is talking about. Yep. If that is part of that whole area where they buried all the dead cows, animals from the flood of 51 that happened down in the stockyards.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that. No, I don't physically remember that, but my grandparents are big on books and, news articles from Leavenworth and Lansing area. And I remember reading about that. If I am talking about it physically, we need to talk about my, what's in the water here. Cause
there you go.
Anyway. Yep. Jet got it. Kansas City area, great history around the Underground Railroad. Slaves would cross the river from Parkville to Quindaro Bluffs and from Eastern Platte City to Leavenworth. He's got it right on spot. Is there a highway department in Linwood or in a town close by? Someone working at highway department would know about sinkholes.
I believe Leavenworth County probably has different maintenance shops, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
By Grandma and Grandpa, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think me and Jeff's going to be checking out this location. Yeah, we'll be checking that out. I'm curious to see that.
Yeah.
We might have to go live.
Okay. Wow, that was a good one tonight. Yep.
So, guys, our next weekly live feed, we will have a topic that we will announce during the week and give everybody a couple days to be ready for that topic. And we'll discuss that. And our live feeds, as I said before the holidays, are going to get a lot more detailed, going in deeper on these, and hopefully working together bring about some answers. We've had people dumped at abandoned mines. So, guys, Alex, you got anything else tonight?
I just want to let everybody know I'm sorry. I've been trying for the last, basically since we announced about doing the missing people's reports. I've just all of a sudden been swamped again for some reason. I tried yesterday making it happen. I couldn't get it to work. I got up this morning after I talked to Dennis last night. I got the title to the video, the live feed like we're doing right now. I got that going. I got the description going, and I could not get it to turn on and go live for some reason. I'm just not very smart at some of this technical stuff. I'm still learning. I'm still a newbie. So So hopefully, I talked with Dennis. I think we've got it figured out. So I'm going to try tomorrow night to go live and do the missing peoples report. I'll give you a little eye opener. January 1st through January 7th in the state of Missouri, we've had 57 people go missing already this year in the state of Missouri. So from January 1st through January 7th in the state of Missouri, 57 men, women, children have gone missing in the state of Missouri. That's crazy. I mean, it just bothers me that we have that kind of numbers of people
That's
going.
what I was going to tell you about.
So tomorrow night, I'm going to try to go live, try to make it work. I hope everybody can join in. I'll do the best I can to pronounce names correctly because I've already gone over some of them. And I'm going to have a hard time pronouncing names. But, just trying to get the word out there. If there's pictures of the person that's missing, I will try to show it. If there is flyers, because on the Missouri Highway Patrol site, they do have flyers. So I hope everybody can join back in tomorrow. I'll chat later. But, as always, please like, share, subscribe. I think Dennis's pizza must be ready because he got up in a hurry to go.
I think he ran in there to talk to Megan real quick. I
Um,
don't know. He just got up. See ya.
something must be wrong because he left in a hurry.
Oh, no.
I could say something, but I don't want to embarrass the man.
I know where you're going with that, Alex. Quit it.
He must have thought that little squeaker wasn't a squeaker.
I'm so going to tell him you said that. Oh, my goodness. You better hurry. He's making fun of you out here.
Oh, sorry, it's the kids' bedtime. Had to tell them goodnight.
Don't lie.
I know, right, Mac? That's what I thought it too.
Oh,
He dropped his phone, and I looked at him like, calm down.
I don't
Ah,
know if you can see it on that. That's from yesterday. Plus, I'm sure that didn't help any. I'm hard on phones.
Mark says too many Pepsis.
no,
Oh, goodness.
to everybody that joined in tonight. We love you all. Thank you so much for supporting us and being here. And like we said, we've got so much planned for 2023. We just want to thank everybody, for being a part of it and being there with us.
And you guys have been tremendous help. And I know the last 2-3 weeks that it's been since we've done this, we've missed all of you guys. Mac, my last phone, I had a phone case and somehow I still broke it. But I went with this phone. I've got insurance on it, so I'll be getting it replaced soon.
Yeah, need to build you a 2x4 box around it with plastic
Yeah.
and
Then
put
bubble wrap around that.
Yeah.
shock absorption.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do
Well,
it.
just don't get up as fast as you did a second ago. My goodness.
Well, this time we went to the grocery store and I had been talking to my mom and I thought I put it in my coat pocket and instead I set it on my lap. So we get to the grocery store, step out of the vehicle and plop.
Bobby says use duct tape.
There we go.
Duct tape will fix it all.
Oh man.
All right, guys.
All right. Well, good night, everybody. Everybody have a good week. And if we can see you tomorrow night again, awesome. If not, we'll see you all again on Sunday night.
Y'all take it easy.
Bye.